Before the rain picks back up, we're going to repot and troubleshoot my NOD Anthurium. Okay, so this NOD Anthurium, and I'm showing you the leaves here, has been just a mystery in my collection. I've talked about it before. I got it from my aunt. We didn't have a proper tag, or she couldn't recall what the tag was. So I've speculated with a lot of you over, I guess, the past year or so of what this could be. And I think the answer is we'll never really know, but that's fine because I think it is just gorgeous and I'm fine with just having a beautiful plant. I don't really need to know the name of it. Now, the issue that I've had with it as of recent is I didn't repot this one when I had it in my patio, and then I moved it to the outside shade house here. So I think possibly the mix may just be a little too dense. And I say that because the last two emerged leaves have rotted as soon as they've emerged. Not good. So I can't figure out what's going on with it. And as I look at clear pot, as I look at the roots, they appear to be somewhat healthy. I see a lot of roots that appear to be healthy, but there may be some rot going on. It just may be too dense of a mix to battle the constant rainfall that we've been getting. As you know, we have another hurricane headed our way, and it's been rain just all day, every day. So I think we may need to make this a bit chunkier. So we're just gonna do that real quick in between the rain spouts that we have here. So let's get right to that. First, I'm gonna show you guys. This is just kind of like a pre-made standing mix that I have. A lot of it is a lot of cocoa chips, right? So you're gonna look at this, it's gonna be a lot of cocoa chips, very dense in the cocoa chips, which it's no secret, I love the cocoa chips. Now I'm showing you guys something different. I do have ingredients readily available, but I did have this bag from a little while ago that I just wasn't using. So whenever I ran out of ingredients and I was just in a pinch, I would head over to the hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, and I would buy a bag of orchid mix. And in this bag has lava rock, fir bark, charcoal, and coarse perlite. So it has a lot of the same ingredients that I would use normally. I would just buy them separately. So I'm gonna throw this into this cocoa chip heavy mix. Now, mind you, this does have, it has chips, it has some bark in it, it has remnants of what appears to be perlite, and that's all we have in it. Like I said, it was an old standing mix. So we're gonna add this to just make it a bit chunkier, because I want water flowing right through this. Oh yeah, that's good. I think the lava rock is gonna do just well, or just fine for the Anthurium. This isn't the first time I've clearly used this. Like I said, I actually used it all the time up until recently, where I started buying my ingredients separately and just making it. So I'm just gonna mix that up a little bit, get it as chunky as I can. The cocoa chips are what I really rely on out here to retain some moisture. And then I think Anthurium roots like to navigate the bark. And like I said, this has the lava rock, which adds for airflow, aerates the roots, if you will, or aerates the mix, if you will. And then this is what I have. I have this really just chunky mix. And this is fine for me. It may not be fine for you, but it is fine for me, because remember, I'm growing this outside in South Florida. It rains all the time. So I rather too much water than too little, and then having to battle that. All right, so let's get our plant back, and it'll be just like last time. We kind of just give this baby some love. A little flex action there. And let's see what we have. Let's see if we can get this out. Okay. I am using the same pot. I just really wanted to take a look at what was going on with the roots here. And for the most part, I'm seeing some green. I'll have you guys take a look. I'm seeing some green, but not. Here, let's just break it apart. See what we can. Okay, I'm seeing some white root. And like I said, this may have been fine, but this is part of just the anthurium management. This is what I mean when you just got to pay attention to what your plants are doing. After one, I was like, okay, maybe it's just getting used to being outside in the shade house. But then after the second leaf kind of just flopped over and rotted, I was like, all right, something's not right. So I rather shake this all out and get it into. I got a worm in there. How'd you get in there? I have no idea. But I rather just get this into a chunky batch and give it a nice refresh, a nice redo. Now that I know what the anthuriums behind me kind of like, or what I know what, not what they kind of like, I know what they like. And they like it just really chunky out here. So let's do this. Now this did well when it was in my patio and I would water it, you know, periodically, but like I said, when the plants are getting water every day out here, you kind of have to go on the extreme side. Okay. So it's actually not terrible at all, right? You can see the root system there. Not terrible at all. We may have some points that look like they could be doing a lot better. I think this pot is just fine for what we're gonna do. I think, like I said, it was just too much going on with all the rainfall that we get out here. So we're just gonna get some of this new chunky mix, and this is like leaf in my face. Okay, get this chunky mix right there, and let's see. And I will add my Osmocote later on, as I tend to do. I'm in a bit of a rush, so I couldn't really lay out all of my ingredients. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So that's sitting right there. New beginnings. And we are going to backfill. There we go. Now, last time, I had some of you that were concerned because I used my bamboo stick method. I've been doing that for years. It's not as aggressive as it looks. I know it looks very aggressive, jabbing the mix with a bamboo stick, but it does nothing to the roots. I'm actually fairly careful. I'm actually just nudging the edges, or the, not edges, but just around the inside of the pot there, just to get potting mix to sit. This time I'm doing it with my hand. Now what ends up happening is that this tends to be so coarse that, like, even with just tapping this doesn't really do anything because the pieces are so large. So I can try shaking it, but eventually I like to just poke at it. And I'm gonna bring out the bamboo stick. I'll just poke at the sides here just to get those last bit of substrate pieces into the edges. And like I said, it's not as aggressive as it looks. Just scraping the sides, gently just forcing some of the mix down. Okay, here we go. And let's fill the rest of this. Nice chunky mix. Just get the top there. Top, spread that around the top. Okay. I may even leave this stick in here. No, it's fine. These leaves are a bit heavy. Ugh, okay. And let me just add a little extra. And there we go. It is a quick repot. I can see the roots. I've given it more space towards the bottom there. It's going to be hard for you to see, but it's just a quick repot. Now when I water this, there should be no major retention. I should see immediate water coming out of the bottom, which is what I want out here. Like I said, we have another hurricane headed our way, and it's been raining nonstop all day, and I need these to be as airy as possible. I don't want you to take my ingredients and think that they're just, you know, the only way. This is the only ingredient, you know, that works for Anthurium. No, it's just what works for me right now outside with all the rain that we get. Indoors, I may make it a little more coarse. You know, I may add some, you know, a few different other ingredients. Cocoa peat, sometimes I'll add that if I'm doing things indoor. Just anything that retains the water a little bit more. Out here, trying to have the water pass through faster. Inside or in the patio, I'm trying to have the water last a little bit longer. So the ingredients change slightly. But if you are growing outside, this is not a bad mix. I'm telling you, it works, and it is perfect when you're in a bind and you really need to, or, you know, repot your Anthurium really quick. So now we'll watch this and see what it does. I'll give it a good nice soak, a good watering, and then I'll add some Osmocote, and then we're good to go. That's it. We're repotting and troubleshooting my No ID. This is a good sign to pay attention to what your plants are doing. You know, pay attention to the new leaves, pay attention to any rot that may be occurring, regardless of the stage that it's occurring at, and browning, crisping of the edges, yellowing, things of that nature. Just pay attention. One leaf, I tend to give it to, especially if I'm changing the setting that the plant is sitting in, but 2 leaves, and especially emerging leaves, I'm like, okay, something's wrong. So the roots looked decent, but I can just feel this, and this is very, it needed a little bit more airflow. So that's what we did. I appreciate you guys for watching again. If you're in South Florida, or if you've been impacted by any hurricanes recently, listen, stay safe. I'm praying for you. I hope the best for you all. Just be smart with your decisions. If you need to evacuate, evacuate. We can always grow these again, but you can't replace your life or family. All right, so be careful and have a good one. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you on the next one.